Live.
People have been waiting patiently.
Dude, I'm telling you, this has been a nightmare for everyone who has hung around waiting for this week at Gear Report. I am sorry. So if you see me doing weird things here in the background, I have a frozen bag of peas here with blood on them because I slammed my finger in the car door trying to get in here. And mangled my finger, and then neither of my computers would work right. So, and then I was telling TJ, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I think it was my computer that probably wasn't working right while I couldn't hear him. So anyhow, yeah. So thanks for anyone that was waiting. You know what's funny, TJ? I see up in the little top corner, it shows 0 people are watching, which is odd because the chat is bumping. You know, I'm watching Andrew Faulkner and Buck Stanley and G23 out there having a nice chat, but it says no one is there watching. So I don't know. I don't trust any of this. Oh, now it shows 3 people are there. So that's awesome. Maybe this, when I finally started the stream, it took a minute for them to see it to get in. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, for the people who just joined, I apologize. I mangled my finger in the car door and then couldn't get either of the computers to work right. I thought I was going to be able to use the cell phone. I saw someone in the chat saying, hey, I read you can use, oh, there it is. Let me share it. I'm doing the touchpad with my other hand now because I have a bundle of ice on my other one. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Yeah, so as clunky as I normally am on these, it's going to be worse because I'm navigating with my other hand and I keep moving my bag of frozen peas on my finger to try to keep it cold. So I tried to use my phone to start this. I just couldn't. I could see TJ. I could see TJ. I couldn't hear TJ. He could hear me.
Yep.
Just couldn't get it figured out. So I apologize. Believe me, TJ will tell you, I've been sitting here cussing and threatening to throw the computer out the window, and I'm not proud of it, as far as you know.
I was scared down here in Florida.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a scene.
Yeah. I should have just hit broadcast and then just went on the tirade, but everyone would have just seen me getting all angry and not heard anything because the microphone wouldn't work. I went through 3 different microphones before I got one to work. So anyhow, yeah, well, Andrew must have talked to you. He says never trust a computer, they lie. I think that's probably true. Oh, you don't even want to know what you missed, Nighthawk. I'll just let you know. It's we've only been running 3.5 minutes because I had issues. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah, a few minutes. That's okay. You know, a lot of people roll in late anyway, so we're just kind of rolling along with that. All right, so this week at Gear Report, I'm gonna see if I can navigate. You know, I'm not as bad at the touchscreen with my left hand as I thought I'd be. That's interesting. That actually worked. Jeff was shaving. Oh, I hit the wrong one there. Jeff was shaving. Not this week. You can see I'm scruffy. I think I tossed my razor across the room before I got the computer to come on. Yeah, sorry about that. Always my laptops, they fly further when you're aggravated. Well, that's true. You know, especially if you get a good, if you throw them this way, I know this is a phone, but you throw your laptop this way, it doesn't catch the air. You get it so it goes like a frisbee, and it can really extend the air time, I think. All right, let's see, let's hide that one. The return of homeless Jeff. I knew that's what the people wanted, so that's, you know, I try to bring what the people want. Yeah, I know. And I'm getting, oh, wrong side. I'm getting The hair's getting long enough you can see all the gray now. So
Hippie.
hippie? Okay, I'll take that. You didn't call me old, so hey, hippie, that works.
I think I'm
All
older
right.
than you, so I'm not going to call you old.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, this week at Gear Report. This week has been trying to get back in the groove for me after disrupting everything for TJ last week. So I imagine you're getting back in the groove as well, because yet again, I went years, like over the last decade, I've been to Florida twice, I think, the whole decade. And then in the last 2 months, month and a half, I've been to Florida twice and invaded TJ's house for almost a week both times. I think it was a week the second time, wasn't it?
It felt like a week.
It felt like a month, probably. But yeah, so this week at Gear Report featured some things that were published that came out of that trip. So I'll talk about, all right, TJ, you talk about something. Talk about where we went while I'm typing with the wrong hand here and trying to.
Are you typing lefty?
I am. Yep.
Oh, we went to Diamondback Firearms and Diamondback USA. They're like combined companies up there in Cocoa, Florida.
Indeed, we did.
About 20 minutes.
That was a really succinct summary of what we did.
I mean, that's what we did.
All right. So do you see the screen here? Is that working?
Yes. There you go.
Oh, it's working. Ha! Technology, you're my bitch now. Yes, it's so exciting when it works. Yeah, so what we have here, this is part one. How many do you think are going to come out of that trip? How many videos do you think, TJ?
I would say at least 6.
All right, so this is the overview video, and it's got, so it's an overview video, but I actually went through and we took a bunch of pictures. So I say we, TJ and Randall took a bunch of pictures. I was walking around with the little gimbal camera, and yeah, let's see. So you see, oh, there's Randall signing in at the desk. He was like, so Randall is my mini-me, and this is his first time doing anything industry related. He has not shown a lot of interest in being a part of Gear Report, but he has decided now, he is a rising senior in high school and has decided he wants to be a journalist. So he, wanted to go do some Gear Report stuff with us. So they gave him this long form, it's an NDA and, a non-disclosure agreement and some other stuff that is pretty standard to get in at any of these factories. And he wanted to read like all of the pages and everything. And I'm like, son, just sign it. Yeah.
He wanted a copy.
Yeah, I think he did, actually. Like, nope, Randall, you're embarrassing me. Stop it. But I thought he did well. Once he got past the trepidation about signing away his life, I tried to make him feel better and said, right before this moment, as I'm looking at the form, I said, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to know, is it say anywhere in here that if I do anything wrong, that I forfeit my firstborn? And she says, oh yeah, definitely. And I just looked at him and said, hey, sorry, son.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought that lightened the mood. I think it freaked him out. But
I saw the fear in his eyes.
Yeah. It was neat though. I mean, in the pictures here, you see some handguards that are sitting in a box waiting to be put together, and you see the guy putting together pistols. Which is neat. I mean, I expected. What did you expect to see for assembling these? I expected an assembly line like 5 people.
Oh yeah, that's
doing. I didn't expect to see one person assembling a pistol one at a time.
Right.
But that's what they did. And then the other parts, I never did figure out what this part in the middle of the screen was. I'm not sure. I think it had something to do, it kind of looks like the throttle quadrant housing for an airboat, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm guessing.
We did take some pictures of some airboat parts.
We did, yeah, and we got the wakeboard towers down there, and some of the fishing boat towers up in the background that from Diamondback Airboats and Diamondback Marine. And then we have the video down here. Let me see how well the video will actually play through StreamYard. I didn't turn the audio on here, but yeah, you can see it's about 15 minutes worth of video. And let me see here. Let's stop that. And I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Oh, that's interesting. Watched it today. To me, they seemed uncomfortable doing the interview. I might be wrong, though. So I can tell you, everyone in the room was uncomfortable. I have that effect on people, okay? Am I right, TJ?
You are correct, sir.
Yeah. So Kaylee's been doing this for about 4 years. I was like the very first media person she ever talked to, maybe. I think that's what she told me. Like she had just barely been hired, and when I reached out to the company 4.5 years ago, whenever it was, and so we'd met at SHOT Show a couple times, I think, but we'd never done anything on camera like this before, and I'm still not certain that they've had anyone else come in and do this before. I'm pretty sure we're the first media people who have ever come in and filmed anything in their shop, which was kind of cool, I thought.
They looked a little shell shocked when we sat them all down, and when we were setting everything up, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna sit here." Like, yes, you are.
Yeah, and it was interesting because you know, I travel light when I'm on the road. I don't have all of my equipment, and I would have liked to have set up. I've got my little Tascam digital audio recorder with some nice microphones that plug into it. I didn't bring that with me. Yeah, I'd have loved to have had that for this interview. I could have set that up to capture the audio separately. The camera I had what I wanted. I forgot to bring the shotgun mic, which I would have liked. A couple things. I didn't have the tripod that I wanted. It was in the van that my wife had taken that morning. So I was a little rattled and a little like, crap, this isn't how I wanted to set this up. I think that rattled them a little bit, and they're just not used to doing this. So, but back to the thing about them being uncomfortable. It's something that I often forget is the people working these brands, like going to SHOT Show and having to do booth interviews, or having someone come into your facility and like, oh my God, I hope they say nice things. I hope, you know, we do this right. I hope I don't look like an idiot when I'm on camera. I'm on camera every week. You know, I've been doing this for years. I'm used to it. They're not, and I forget that sometimes. So it's always neat to take someone through that experience who's not used to being on camera and help them get a little bit more comfortable. And I think that what you'll see, so in this video, it was Kaylee and Cody. And as we move forward, Kaylee dropped out, and who stepped in?
Clint.
Clint stepped in, all right? Clint, who in this video was called Cody because that's his name, you know? But I renamed him for all the rest of them, and he didn't say a word. I felt so bad. It was absolutely terrible. That I just started calling him Clint, and he looked at me just a little bit odd the first time, and that was it. Like, never said a word. We went through what, 4 or 5 videos after that. So we did this one with the 3 of us where we talk about the brand, and then we went through the 3 different levels of ARs, and then we did the DBX 57, and we had the tour of the factory where we walked through, and we went from raw material at the very beginning through shipping boxes, you know, through test firing and shipping boxes and everything. So that'll be, you know, 4 or 5 more videos coming. every one of the other ones, I introduced him as Clint. He never, even between videos when the cameras was off, never said, "You know, my name's Cody, right?" And oh my God, I felt like such an ass. I still do.
And I followed your lead too. That was the worst part.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, that's on you then. I'm blaming you
It's
for
not
this.
me. I shouldn't listen to you. I know I should know better.
Yeah. All right. Shooting galleries in the house. Let's see. Seem like good folks with good products. So this is the interesting thing to me about going into a building like this and getting to see all the people who work there. And you know, we didn't interact with them much. I think we could have, but we were kind of on a schedule, and we had a pretty aggressive set of stuff we were trying to do in a short period of time. So we didn't stop and chat with a lot of people.
They
But
were
it was,
busy as well too.
oh, they were. They were. I think every gun manufacturer is
Yeah.
buried right now. So, oh, let's see. Oh, Buck has got a Diamondback AR-15. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, let us know what you think of it, Buck. What model you have and how long you had it and how it's done for you and all that stuff. Because you know, they've got the 3 grades now. They had one. They had the DB-15 for several years, and now they do the diamond, the black gold, and the carbon level, different trim levels, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, and it was neat. So something that I almost said to Kaylee and Cody both, and I thought, you know what, I don't know how to react to this, and I probably still could have said it, and was going to, but got distracted. Was they remind me a lot of Palmetto State Armory, and I hesitated because a lot of people see Palmetto as like the cheap ARs and, you know, junk ARs and everything, but what really reminded me of them is bringing the supply chain in-house. So something that Diamondback has done is they have 6 companies there, and several of them are really just supply chain for firearms manufacturing. So if we scroll down in the article under the video, you see they have Diamondback Firearms, the gun maker, but then Diamondback USA is the parent company. Diamondback Airboats is what started it. Marine makes the towers for, you know, wakeboard boats and fishing boats. The coatings business does, you know, I think they had Cerakoting, anodizing. I'm not sure where that falls. That may be under the firearms business. CNC that does all of the machining work for the different companies, and barrel making. All of that, they're separate companies, which is very similar to how Palmetto State Armory is set up, with like DC Machine is their barrel maker and machine company, and Spartan Forge, where they do their forging. So and it was similar rationale, I think, that for why they brought it in-house, to control the supply chain and also to drive the costs down. So I thought that was pretty neat. I had no idea Diamondback was like that. I mean, before we got there, TJ, did you think that's what we were going to find?
Oh no! I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. You know,
Yeah.
I've heard of the Diamondback boats before because I've ridden in the Diamondback airboats and stuff like that. But you know, as far as firearms, I figured it was going to be a little, you know, a little offshoot, a little building and stuff like that. I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, this is huge.
Yeah, yeah, and the people seem to have the right kind of attitude. They had some good quality equipment as far as for checking, and we saw we this was kind of short notice, and I like to do this, but then again, I don't like to do it. I like to schedule things so we can do lots of cool stuff, but I also kind of like when we show up kind of last minute, because I wasn't able to get a hold of Kaylee until like 2 days before we went, day and a half before we went.
Yeah.
Usually, like when Caleb and I went to Palmetto, we were there for 3 days and we toured facilities across South Carolina. And then I came back later and went to the Forge in North Carolina. And then Caleb went went shooting with Chad a couple months, 2 months ago, maybe. So we do things with Palmetto, Chad, and I figure if I'm going to name drop, I should do it thoroughly, right? Chad Wiley, the CEO of Palmetto State Armory, calls up one of our firearms riders, Caleb. Hey man, what you doing? Let's go shooting. And I'm like, really, Caleb? But hey, him and Chad, Caleb's awesome. Everyone likes Caleb. So when I take him places, they always call him back, and they're like, yeah, don't bring Jeff.
Don't bring Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Spend some time with me, and people will figure that out. But anyhow, so I was impressed with exactly what you said, TJ. It was far larger than I expected. I've been in a number of manufacturing facilities for firearms, and I've seen more CNC machines. Palmetto State Armory had them, Bear Creek Arsenal. Those bastards have lots of CNC machines. They have no ethics or morals, but they have lots of CNC machines, right? So I just said that out loud on the broadcast, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the truth. And if anyone out there in the chat has any thoughts on Bear Creek Arsenal, I will be happy to expound on that a bit if you like. But suffice it to say, I lost faith very quickly in the folks at Bear Creek Arsenal's commitment to their customers and the people they work with, and truthfulness and all of that. So, all right. So anyhow, that first video's up. My plan for the Diamondback firearms content, because we got 4 or 5 more videos coming. My plan is to roll those out probably roughly 1 a week until we run out. And yeah. And I think the next one, trying to think what order should we do them in. I think maybe the next one we'll do the walkthrough of the plant, because I thought that was really cool, and I want to get that one done.
I agree. The walkthroughs are always nice.
Yeah,
because most a sense of the size of that place and what they got going on, and the personnel.
Yeah. Okay. So we already looked at this one, didn't we? The catamaran sailing interview. No. Okay. So I'll just talk about this real quick, because I think we talked about it last week, because I did this interview with Joe Bennett, the catamaran sailing guy. I did this interview with him before the broadcast, like a week and a half ago. At this point, it would have been 2 weeks ago, right, when we did the live interview with Joe. And then it occurred to me a couple days ago, I had never actually published that on Gear Report. Like, it was out on our YouTube channel, but I did it right before leaving to go to Florida, and just forgot to make this page that says a little about what it is and has the video embedded. So if you're into sailing stuff, I actually went through and rewatched the video and put everything that we covered. I probably should have put the times on each of those, so you click it and go straight to the point in the video, but I didn't. So that's what you get. Yep. And I've still got a whole bunch of stuff in the queue that people have sent in that I just haven't had time to deal with yet. And I was going to give you a preview of the other video that I actually sent to Joe. So what I did while I was in Florida is I went around kind of like what some other folks do for Gear Report, like who is it? Clover and Ghost and Budget, and some of the other folks who have their own channels will do stuff on behalf of Gear Report as well. So I offered to do that for Joe, for JoyriderTV with the Hobie Cat stuff. And then when I was in Florida, or catamaran sailing stuff, when I was in Florida, I begged and begged and begged online until I found someone who didn't even know me, who said, yeah, man, I'm at the boat ramp right now. Turned out it was 10 minutes. I was at TJ's house. It was 10 minutes from the house, maybe 7 minutes, actually. It was super quick. Just, hop down the road, get on the bridges, and it's right there. So that was awesome. I went sailing. So I took 3 different cameras out on the water with me. I set one up at the front of the boat, and one that I set up at the front, one I wore on my head, another one on a pole like a selfie stick, and then I even got my phone out and took some video at one point. So I had 4 different cameras going on there, and I put them all together into one video and synced a bunch of them so you could see multiple camera angles at the same time. And all of that is going to go on Joyrider TV, so the Gear Report people won't even see it. It's not even going to be published on Gear Report. So I was going to give you guys a preview, but it's on the other computer that's over there, and I don't have the camera set up. That's where I was about to go if I couldn't get this laptop to work, as I was going to go to the old editing computer. All right. So I think that they have kind of gone off on a tangent here in the chat. They're talking about Rock Slide USA. Do you know who that is, TJ?
I do not.
I don't either. Yeah, no idea. But what optic did you get? I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're talking about. So, someone's not responding to emails. You are welcome to throw this out if you like. Just understand the level of influence we're dealing with here. It may not help at all. It may slow things down. I don't know.
Things.
Yeah.
I can see it hindering the process.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm not going to say, no, don't do that. Hey, if you think it's going to help, have at it. But you understand the massive level of influence that I wield in the firearms industry. It's, yeah.
Listen, you've got recognized a couple times.
Yeah, exactly a couple times. Like literally 2 times.
2 times.
And it was bizarre because it was the same day. It was within like 20 minutes of each other.
Best day ever.
It was. It was. So that was and I think what it was is that was one of the years that that I had videos playing in several booths at SHOT Show that I had no idea about. So people would see me and I'm like, and they'd recognize me from seeing me in the video that was playing in someone's booth. I had no idea. And a couple of them, what was it? The guy that, I'm blanking on what it's called. They're the little dust cover and trigger guard that are easy to install, and I'm blanking on what they're called. But I walk up and I'm talking to him. Oh yeah, we talked last year. I'm looking at stuff. Hey, you have any questions? Whatever. And I said, yeah. No, you gave me a couple of these last year, and then I actually used a couple of them and published something. And he's just grinning at me the whole time, like, why are you acting like I don't know you? And then he says, okay, hey, can you come over to this other side of the booth? So I walk, it was a corner booth, and I go around, and the TV that had its back to me, now that I can see it, it's just me on a loop on the TV the whole time at SHOT Show, the whole week. I was like, oh, okay, so you do remember me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here's my list of demands.
Oh my goodness. All right, G, you're probably right, but that hurt. All right, I have feeling. It's only one, Yeah, a feeling. Yeah, not feelings like a normal person. I have a feeling. Yeah, so anyhow, that's what's been going on. So other things that will become, well, I was going to say I've got some more sailing videos to publish. I didn't actually go sailing. It was Hobie 16 and Hobie 18 I found on the beach at Daytona Beach, Florida, and just went up, started talking to the people and filmed their boats. And hey, man, do an intro for Joe. And they're like, Joe? You know Joe? And the one guy's like, I don't know Joe. And his friend, because the 2 guys that had the boats, one of them, Lou, is like, I'm sorry, Joe who? What? Joy something? No, I've never heard of it. And Steve is like, what, are you kidding me? Everybody knows Joe. Everyone knows JoyriderTV. He's over in Greece. I was like, that's Joe.
That's Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was... So I've got to do, I'm going to do a couple more videos for Joe of each of those, of the Hobie 18, the Hobie 16, launching out through the surf. It was supposed to be a big sailing race and turned out that it was on the wrong weekend. So yeah, but we still got to go hang out at Daytona, which is cool because all the people who are Rona-fied, right? The people who are terrified of the Rona,
Yep.
they hear, oh my God, you were at Daytona Beach, and it freaks them out. And it kind of makes me chuckle. So, yeah.
I giggle every day.
Yeah, I'm kind of a bastard like that. But it's okay. I enjoy it. So, so what else? I'm going to edit a couple of those videos. I'm going to edit at least one of the Diamondback videos for this coming week. And
I submitted one for review.
Did you? You have a pending one out there?
Yes.
Cool.
The Peltor, the Tactical Sport 500.
Ooh, awesome. And I've seen some more. I've seen some more images being uploaded where other people are creating and uploading and writing. And I know I've got two that were pending already, plus if you do, that's 3. And then I've got a couple in email that I haven't even got to take them out of the email, like guest posts where I have to take them out and paste them in and edit and all of that.
And then
So
one-handed.
Yeah. I'm managing okay now. I keep redoing my ice here, and my frozen peas are starting to get they're starting to get mushy.
Oh,
But my finger is not throbbing while it's in here in the ice, so I'm okay.
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters to me. Yep. All right, let's see. So I think that's the big stuff to talk about as far as what's coming. So I'm going to change to my favorite little sub banner if I can find it. Where is it? See, I blew through them. I didn't even put the banner up for recently completed reviews or reviews that'll be published soon.
There you go.
So now I'll come back down. Where is it? Oh, there it is. My favorite banner. Boom. We're in the shit shooting part of the show.
Love it.
Where we go even further off the rails and talk about whatever we want to. All right. Peas for dinner. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've already heated them up, right?
You're borderline pea soup right now, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see what this says. So Rock Slide USA is a custom slide maker, and it took 2 months just to get my slide, and the slide plate is wrong. Ooh, yeah. So
where are they at?
Yeah, if they're in Florida.
If they're in Florida, I can take care of that.
You got to remember, that's like Dustin. I asked Dustin once, hey man, where are you? This other company's in Texas. You're pretty close, right? And he's like, no, Texas is huge. That's like Florida, top to bottom, you know. But Dustin's
goes
crazy.
As far as Miami. That's it. Miami South. I don't go any farther than that.
Well, you did, but yeah, I got you.
I did. It was disturbing down there in the Keys.
Yeah. Why don't you have your mask on? Listen, Honcho.
Yes, Jeff.
Listen, Linda. I should have brought one up here with me. I literally left them. So one over at my other desk.
We're borderline down here.
There's
Orlando.
not. Dang it.
I think Orlando and then Miami and all them have mandatory masks outside, and we're kind of like, we're okay over here. So
I'm going to assume that everyone has been out on the Gear Report Facebook page or whatever and seen, because I'm spamming the crap out of these face mask things I bought just because I am so pleased that if they're going to force me into wearing these stupid face masks that don't work, I'm like, you know what? They get to be uncomfortable looking at me walking around like this.
Exactly.
In the rare occasion that I actually wear it, because the sheriff in my county has said, oh yeah, I'm not enforcing that. So I am planning on ignoring it unless I'm around someone who actually might possibly, you know, benefit from me wearing it. Like one of the Sea Scout leaders he's in early stages of chemo because he's got some, I can't pronounce it, some sort of cancer. And I actually didn't expect him to be at the meeting last night, or I'd have had something. I'll wear one around him.
Yeah.
Just because I was at Daytona Beach last weekend, and you know, all the craziness, and I'm not worried about getting sick, but I don't want him to get sick. But I think that these masks, you know, 8 for $17 shipped. I was like, heck yeah, send it. And then, so it's funny that my family was on a webcast when I came up here. Maybe that's why I had so much trouble getting on. Part of it was they're bogging down the internet doing like a Facebook Live thing with the family for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And they're on talking about all that. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and my wife says something about, oh yeah, so Jeff ordered the ones with the skulls on them that were sitting right by the computer they were using. They held one up. Jeff ordered this, but I didn't want to wear those, so I actually ordered some regular ones a couple days ago. And I think it's probably fortunate she didn't hear me when I said, oh yeah, I canceled that order. But I did, and I actually meant to redo it. She just hadn't used my affiliate link, so I was going to cancel it and redo it, but then I got busy and didn't.
That's awesome. I can't find any really, really awesome or just obscene masks that I would wear out in public. But I mean, I want something just obscene where people are like, could you please take the mask off? Perfect. I will take the mask off.
That'd be awesome.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to find somewhere.
So I read something today on this comment that in North Carolina it's a felony to wear a mask and carry a firearm. So Joe's one of our military I can't talk. Joe's one of our military vehicle review specialists, and he posted something today that was from the North Carolina Sheriff's Association or something, that said there is actually no law in North Carolina that makes it a felony to wear a mask when you're carrying a firearm. And they cited a whole bunch of laws. One that I found incredibly interesting said that in North Carolina, it is illegal to wear a mask when you are at a public gathering or meeting, or basically they had a variety of different ways they described it, but it was like if you were at a protest. I'm like, oh, so they can arrest all these crazy protesters who are out tearing stuff down. Yeah, that's just another thing they could use, but they won't because they seem to like that. All right, so shooting gallery is.
See you, sir.
He's out. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
We do.
Dave Moose is here. Nice. So, and you know what's really neat here is seeing some of the crossover. So I see Dave in hanging with Pickle and Mike every week. Yeah, sorry, gotta shuffle the mushy peas because my finger's starting to throb again. And it's really cool that I'll also see G23 and Gun Loving Grandpa over in the chat for that show. So I think it's kind of cool that we're getting some crossover between people who may never meet in person. You know, they have different interests and do different things, but are kind of bumping into each other here in our chat. So that's your cue to sing "We Are the World."
We are the world. I'm not singing the
okay, the short version.
Get out of me. That's it.
I saw you drinking earlier. I figured you'd be loosened up and ready to really belt one out there.
I'm pacing this. I didn't want to get like obliterated before I got on the show.
Right.
Even though they shut down all the bars again in Florida.
I know. Oh my goodness. Gonna wear a mask under my mask just cause. You know what? I got a deal for you, Honcho Fat. Oh, this is a win-win. This is a win-win. You wear 2 masks, I'll wear no mask. We average out to 1 mask each. That's it. Yeah. Oh, I see how we play here. Yeah, no Clover, no Ghost tonight. Yes, I know. That's why we're off the rails already. We're only 40 minutes into the show that started late and way off the rails already because we don't have everyone's favorite D-list celebrities here to keep us in check.
Yeah, they kind of mellow everybody out. Keep us on track.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking for like a I don't know, Jason Voorhees mask. Walk around with that. See what happens.
There's so many good options.
I know.
Oh, I wonder if I
Michael
can
Myers?
get to it. All right, everyone talk amongst yourselves while I rush off and left-handed type in a different window. I am going to try to find the picture that Daniel sent me. Daniel is one of our other military vehicle specialists. And he sent me a picture, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Where is it? Here. He went to Costco. Costco, yes.
Yeah,
all right. Now it's big. I can go back to StreamYard and share that screen. Daniel's son, as folks may remember from a couple weeks ago, who was what was he doing? There he is. He was heckling in the comments and then denying it, but it was obvious it was him. So anyhow, he not just a gas mask, but with the wraparound visor in the front, so you can't even see the expression underneath. I was like that is so awesome.
That's what I want.
Yes.
And I want to put Google eyes on the front of it.
Well, that's where, if you have that much real estate on the front of the visor, that's where, I've got the vinyl cutter. I can cut something that says out of my way, lemmings, or something like that. I think that, that's what I'm making. I am going to do, I'm going to get the screen, the iron-on print stuff that you can cut on the vinyl cutter. And I'm going to cut something that says "out of my way, lemmings," and I'm putting it on a mask.
There you go.
Yes.
I was something that says "move, sheeple."
That's better because it's shorter.
See?
Out of my way, lemmings. It's going to get wrinkled over time. It'll be hard to read. There's just too much. Yeah. Okay. So the comment here
tonight, though.
G23, I have a 2A channel and I've been trying to get Pickle on my live stream. That would be a great crossover. It would be great. And I say this because if you ever watch rangehot.com, Hunter runs that channel. A couple years ago, we went to an event that High Speed Gear and Sig Sauer put on. It was down in where was it? Swansboro, North Carolina. So that's right beside Camp Lejeune. And High Speed Gear does all of the tactical textile stuff. Sig Sauer, you know what Sig Sauer does, right? So we picked up Hunter on the way. So I still had the first Humvee, the original battle wagon that only went like 57 mile an hour and no air conditioner, and it was hot. But we picked him up. So Pickle came to Gear Report headquarters. We got in the Humvee. We picked up Mr. Range Hot on the way, and then we went down there and had a good old time. When we stopped at Range Hot, Hunter is a firearms instructor. Pickle had never shot a gun before. So we broke him in good. I think the first thing he shot was a custom Dan Weston 10mm with a silencer. I don't remember what silencer it was, but Hunter was like, all right, we're going to break you in right. So that was the first time he shot. And it was awesome that he was, all hunched over and leaned back, like the teenage girl shooting. And it was priceless. I have pictures. But since my touchpad fingers mangled, I'm not going to look for them right now. But then, So we did that, and he got out an AR, and Pickle shot the AR. We went to the event. On the way back, when we dropped him off, he got the post sample AR out, and Pickle in one weekend shot 2 or 3 guns with Hunter there at his house. And then we went down to the event, and Sig Sauer had the P320 X5 pistol and the Virtus patrol rifle that they brought for us to shoot. So he shot those, and then we stopped and shot the little full auto. I think it was a 300 blackout AR on the way back. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, this is not normal. This is not what this is not how most people.
I shot a Taurus my first shot.
Yeah, most people like me, it was a 22 rifle, like a bolt action. A lot of people, they start with like a Cricket, one at a time, doesn't even have a magazine, just a single shot bolt action to make you go slow. And then here's Pickle just blasting away. So yeah, he's come a long way. That was about I think it was about 2 years ago. He's come a long way. That he actually owns a firearm or two now. Now, if you get him on your show, I want you to press him on what kind of training he's gotten and how he is developing initial proficiency and then maintaining that proficiency. Because I think what you're going to find is that he hasn't. So we need to encourage him. We need to encourage him to up his game a little bit. I mean, if you're going to carry, you need to be competent, right?
Exactly.
And it's a perishable skill. He never developed the skill really solidly to begin with. And I'm not busting on him here because, I mean, he wasn't a gun guy. He hadn't shot. He made a big step to get one. That's great. I'm just saying that now the next step is develop competency. And I'm not sure he's really embraced that the way I hoped he would. So we can encourage him and make the world a safer place.
Give him a little nudge.
Yeah. Let's see. What? I turned last night's show into a dumpster fire. So I have only, let's see, I'd have to bring it up on my phone, see how far I was into it. I think I made it about 50 minutes through the show. I had some daddy duty things I had to do today that took me away from my desk for a while. I didn't make it all the way through it. It looked like it was a pretty long one. I guess I'm gonna have to finish watching it to see.
Yes, Jeff.
Did you see it?
I didn't see all of it.
Yeah. So I was at the Sea Scouts meeting, and fortunately, we had a 22-foot O'Day sailboat donated to the Scouts. I have arranged yet another boat to be donated to them, and my sincere hope is we never put it in the water, because it's not the right boat for them. But we needed an outboard motor, and the guy donating it, I was very upfront with them. I said, it's very unlikely that we're going to want to take on the repair that this boat needs. I want the outboard motor, and I want the little inflatable raft, the dinghy that goes with it. And the big trailer this boat's sitting on would be a nice asset for us to liquidate. So if you want to donate it, he wasn't asking much for the whole package. I said, you're going to get more value if you donate it to us, write it off at the full value. He was only asking $500. The trailer is $1,000 around here, $1,500. If I bring it down to you, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll pull that trailer down.
For a hobby.
I could do that, but then no. So I want to bring it down, sell it, and not bring it home, because I think we get more for it down there.
Probably. We need trailers down here. They rust apart like no tomorrow. Yeah,
and this is a nice galvanized, really super heavy duty setup for a keel boat. I bet we get some money for the ship down there for the Sea Scouts.
I will do some research, sir.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Maybe you can task your brother with, because he does all the boat stuff.
He won't follow through. He's too busy. He's fishing now, dude.
Okay. All right. There's a trend.
I get to go out June 17th or July 17th. I get to go out for a half a day for snapper season, and that's all I get all year.
Yeah.
That's love. That's all love I get.
What's with both your brothers being
Apparently, I'm a black
unreliable?
sheep of the family. Nobody
Man,
likes me.
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
All right. It says there's new comments, but it's not letting me scroll down to see what the new comments are.
It says, watch the show from last night.
Right. That's the last comment that I see.
We're going to have to, because dumpster fire, I have to see it. I got to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was tied up at that meeting with the Sea Scouts and didn't get to catch the show, but I was trying to catch up on it today.
I probably just drank myself to sleep. But other than that, you know.
Yeah. That's not a bad plan. I need to start doing that.
It helps a lot.
Yeah. Oh, so you know what? Since I got Facebook up, I can show you guys something else. And maybe someone can help me figure out what this is. Because I just did a quick internet search and wasn't able to identify exactly. Let me get to Gear Report. And is that still showing? Can you see Gear Report now?
I can see nothing.
I mean, Facebook page?
Nope. I see shit shooting.
Oh.
And you and me.
All right, I got to share that screen.
It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know.
I don't know who would want to watch this. There you go.
All right.
Something's changing.
Yeah. So now I got to scroll through all the crap that I posted. We'll just look at let's look at photos. I just want the photos. So I posted a picture of the there it is, of a scabbard and that's the Henry. So the rifle that's in there, the Henry big boy all-weather rifle and 45 long Colt. It's a stainless steel. Beautiful, beautiful rifle that I haven't shot yet because I still have not located the appropriate ammo. And I need to make a point to do that. I was talking to Alan about that today, and Alan at Quarter Horse Arms can't find ammo hardly anywhere, like none at all. Distributors he's worked with for years are like, yep, we're only supplying ammo to retail, not to any of the smaller gun shops. If you're not like a big shop, you're not getting anything. But this I got on the way down to Florida. I stopped in Jacksonville to see Andy at AJ's Tactical Airsoft, because I filmed his Humvee for Show Your Humvee last time on the way back. Beautiful, decked out Humvee with 3 miniguns mounted in it. It's really amazing. But they had this in the airsoft shop, and I didn't buy it right then. He didn't know what the price was. Apparently his son does all the pricing. He didn't know, so next time I was there, I picked it up, and it fits that stainless steel lever gun perfectly. But I don't know, is that a military item or is that an aftermarket item or what? Because it's got these MOLLE panels and the MOLLE straps, and I have done in the Humvees, I've done some MOLLE on the seat back and on some of the back areas, and that I'm trying to envision how that would fit or how it was intended to be used. I don't know. But if anyone knows, that'd be cool. All right. Oh, I can see the all right, let me stop sharing the screen and go back to us. All right, and I can see the additional comments now. I don't know why it had stopped on me. It wouldn't let me see them. Yeah, so the general statute for not being able to wear a mask
for health reasons
also has exceptions for masks for health reasons. See, yeah, I've read various things on, can you carry while you're wearing a mask? Apparently you can in North Carolina, and then this one about being able to cite health reasons to not wear it. And my understanding there is that you can do that. You can say, I have a health issue that prevents me from wearing it. They're not allowed to ask you what it is, but they can, instead of letting you in, they can just make some sort of accommodation and say, well, no, you're not coming in. What do you want? We'll bring it to you. Yeah. Which, if I'm bored, I might be tempted to just go, oh, here's what I want. Here's my list. And then when they bring it, say,
nah,
no, never mind. I changed my mind. I don't know. I don't want to be too douchey to people who are suffering from this like the rest of us. But at the same time, do you have to be a complete lemming and just go along with everything that our retarded government says? Yeah, I'm saying no. That's just me. That's what I think.
yeah, we've almost had enough here. I mean, they're shutting the bars down again for a second time now. So Texas is doing the same thing. Restaurants at 50%. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, they're showing.
Yeah.
There was an article this morning about 10 times. There's 10 times the amount of COVID cases than what was reported. But the problem is all those people have recovered. So.
Yeah, were you the one that told me?
Yeah, if 10 times the amount of people have recovered, then let's just let this thing roll. Let's go.
Yeah, didn't you tell me earlier, like on the phone a couple hours ago, that if you have a positive antibody test where you may have had it 2 months ago, they record it as a new COVID case?
Yeah, it's a COVID case.
Like for today, and it makes the numbers go up even though it's not a current case.
Exactly.
Yeah. Craziness.
It's awesome the way they work things.
Yeah. Oh, so this should go on his show and start showing the pics of him shooting. I'm assuming we're talking about going on Pickle's show, the hammock camping show. So here's the thing that I've got to talk to him about is YouTube has put some new advertiser questions in that when you publish a video, you have to answer them. And some of those questions are, do you use any adult language? Do you show firearms? Do you talk about firearms? Well, for the camping show, they weren't doing any of that. So I started answering no on all of that. And then I'm watching shows, and every week they talk about guns. Every week they're cussing, and I'm like, y'all are gonna get the channel shut down. Come on. So I've got to have a chat with them about, and all it is, we have to change the advertiser setting. Right. But I mean, it was done honestly. I thought they were talking about hammock camping. I didn't think they were going to talk about guns, but not that I have any problem with that. I just have to have the appropriate setting so that YouTube doesn't ding us.
Yeah,
that would be bad.
Yeah, I don't know how that works as far as that. I mean, to me, it seems like they're trying to cancel culture everything. Like guns, we just need to not show them anywhere.
Right.
Talk about them. Let's not talk about them. Let's not show them.
Yeah.
Let's not do anything with them.
They can stir up all kinds of other crap that doesn't need to be stirred up.
Right.
And do damage on those. Oh, look at that. It bends now.
Whoa.
Maybe I didn't break it.
It's still scary. Put it away.
Oh, yeah. So I don't have an answer here for whoever this is, 1337 yeah, I feel like that's saying something that I should probably know what that means. What's the best AR for California? I don't know. You want the honest answer? The one the government doesn't know about. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, of course, the ridiculous rules they have. I am on the opposite coast, and I have made zero effort to understand the rules in California. So I apologize for that. To make it California compliant, if that's what you choose to do, which is probably the thing you should do.
Right. There's a couple YouTube guys out there that are in California. And they'll like explain them. I don't know their names offhand, but I've watched them, and I pity them every time they try to explain something.
You know what? I'm rescinding my last comment. I don't think it's what you should do. It's what you can do if you choose to do that. I'm not gonna bash anyone for putting their short term, don't want to go to jail.
Right.
Don't want your door kicked in, your dog shot. I get it. I'm not judging you. I'm judging the. See, I'm gonna bite a hole in my tongue
There you
here.
go.
I'm judging the people who pass the ridiculous laws and the people who enforce those ridiculous laws. I'm not bashing anyone who is trying to keep their dog from getting shot or their kid from getting shot or their door from getting busted in just for having a standard AR-15 in their house. So, yeah. Yeah, I get it. And it's probably a more eloquent way of putting it. Yeah. What's the best for California compliant? I don't know, but you know what? Something that I'll tell you. One of the early manufacturers, right after this came out, the different California compliant rules came out. A brand that I really like that I used to do some work with, but as far as reviews, haven't done anything in a while. Is JP Enterprises, and they were pretty early on making some of the modifications to keep them legal, and trying to do the minimal handicapping of the rifle that they could, and that's where was it Franklin Armory? Is that the one that I think it is that is always doing things to find ways around? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to get bad information if I keep talking because I haven't really studied the California compliance stuff.
There's a couple guys in California that they talk. That's all they talk about is how to own an AR, what's legal in California and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
And they're out there. I watch them a couple times, see what's going on out there. And
I feel for them, but you know,
I do feel for them.
They made their own bed, but they didn't. You know, they've got the population centers that have swung crazy that are screwing it up for the rest of the state, and it's like the whole country. The bulk of the country, I think, is pretty reasonable, and it's when you get really high population density, people get stupid, and I don't understand it. But if you look at it, where are the hotbeds of crime and murder and socialist takeover? It is areas with high population density.
Oh yeah. Yep. I agree.
Okay. Just had a great opportunity to assist my daughter in purchasing a handgun. Well, it's good that she went out and got the training first. That's awesome. Chose a 6 Sauer. Which model? I'm curious.
Not that they can go wrong with 6.
Well, they can. I'm not a brand snob unless, like, if you said she chose a Kimber, I'd be like, oh, because I don't like Kimbers.
H&K.
Yeah, there are a lot of good brands. I carry a P365 XL. Interesting. And I'll show you.
XL.
Yeah. So no, I won't show you. We're not allowed to do that anymore.
No,
all right, I'm keeping this off screen. Okay. I almost brought it on screen just to show the scratches where, if you're ever pocket carrying, don't run if your pockets are weak, because the pocket might rip out and drop the gun out the bottom of your shorts, and then it'll bounce across the road while you're chasing TJ's dog through his neighborhood. Yeah. So
somebody let the damn dog out. Wasn't me.
It was me. It was me. I didn't think she was that fast. Man, that's a fast dog.
She's a rocket.
Every time I look at my P365 and see the big chunk out of the back where it hit the pavement, and the scratches where it slid because it hit the back of my heel, which hurt really bad, but it kind of kicked it and it went spinning across the pavement. And I really expected it to be just amazingly torn up.
And you realized you should have shot.
And it's not that bad. Should have what?
You should have shot her right then. That would
have the dog?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I could have hit her.
If not, you weren't going to catch her.
That little dog was too fast. It had to be entertaining for the neighbors, though, watching my whole family, all 5 of us, freaking out, chasing the dog and not able to catch it.
They love it. They watch that good many times.
So So I have carried the P365 for probably a year and a half at this point, and it's got the capacity and it just feels right in my hand. I had that and the P320X5, the competition model, at the same time, and I shot them pretty much equally well, and shot them both pretty well, because I'm not a great pistol shooter, but I shot them both pretty well. And then Toby really wanted the X5, so I let him purchase that one, and then I got the P365. The XL is one that I'm kind of kicking myself for not finding one at SHOT Show to shoot, because we got to the SIG range day too late, which is good. We got there after the bouncers quit checking people's IDs on the way in, which is probably the only reason we got in this time, since, you know, after Bump flagged everyone on the line repeatedly a couple years ago, they have not invited us back.
No.
Yeah. All right, folks, we are we are making the most out of the shit shooting portion of the show, but I'm running out of topics, and we've been going a little over an hour. So if you have anything else you'd like to talk about, let us know in the chat. TJ, obviously, if you have anything you want to talk about, let us know.
No, just throwing out some reviews. I got a couple coming up. I got the Boyd's camp spike. Or
Spike camp. Yep.
Spike camp.
Yep. That's a good looking rifle. Good looking stock.
It is. So I got a few more pictures and throw that out. And then what else I got? The Streamlight coming up.
Okay.
So, and then hopefully something else will roll in. Be good to go.
Yeah. Maybe Cody Clint will come through pretty soon with one of those Diamondback DBX 57s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, not many people have got video out of shooting those. I put a little bit of me shooting in the one that I published today. We got video of TJ will be featured in the other video when we talk about that gun specifically. Actually, we'll probably do both of us in that one. Show us different angles, shooting it folded, braced, unbraced, shooting it, you know, just as a normal pistol. That little gun blew me away. I was absolutely shocked that that tiny little what is it, 5.7 by 28 cartridge, that, you know, I understand it was designed, the initial cartridge design was to have a really small cartridge armor piercing round. So it's got the potential, depending on what round and how it's loaded, to have some pretty good terminal ballistics.
Right.
But whatever we were shooting, and I'd have to go back and look at the pictures, was it like a 40 grain projectile or what? It was, I don't remember.
He said what it was. I asked him what it was, but I don't
Right.
remember.
And I took pictures. I just don't remember off the top of my head, because that's a little secret for the people who don't do gun reviews. Once you've done a couple, it all gets mushed together, at least in my mind. So I take pictures of every day. Every box of ammo, I'll hold it up to the target that I shot with it, so I know what ammo and what gun I used on that target. Pictures save me to be sure I get details accurate when I write the reviews, because otherwise I'll say the wrong thing. I'll get them mixed up. But that little thing, holding it like a pistol, because it's got the little folding stock. It's more like an AR pistol configuration, and it shot like a normal pistol with almost zero recoil at all. Like this much movement. I don't think it was even doing this much movement.
No.
Right. So that CMR 30 that Jose Juan has is a 22 Magnum.
Yep.
Right. I think so. And I think it has more recoil than that 5.7.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised. So I can't wait to get a hold of that one again. And I'm hoping that they reach out pretty soon and say, okay, we got one ready. And then you can run up and grab it and some ammo. That's what you need to do. Hey. You mean just a gun? No, I need ammo to review it.
You guys got like 1,000 rounds lying around?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it may be like, well, yeah, if you shoot it here, but yeah, okay, fine. So use their range.
I will sit there all day.
Yeah. Well, I don't. No, I'm not advocating that you waste the ammo or make or delay the guns that need to be test fired.
No, I'll never do that this time. This day and age, no. They need
Yeah,
to
but it would be good if you had some ammo because I don't know where to find that ammo these days. So if you had at least a couple boxes so you could do some initial testing, that'd be pretty awesome.
I will. I'm sure I'll have some on hand.
All right. All right, the chat seems to have died out a bit. So if there's anyone out there, if you have any more comments, thoughts, questions, whatever, let us know. Otherwise, I think it is about time to start winding this down. I'm going to go take some ibuprofen for being a dumbass and slamming my finger in the door. Oh, and so what happened was as I was getting out, I spilled, my cup tipped a little bit too far and some water came out and it hit the slick floor in the garage. And then my tactical Crocs, the tread is a little bit worn on the bottom and my foot slipped a little. And as it slipped, I kind of fell into the door and slammed it on my finger as I fell onto it. And I was like kind of partially falling down, not hanging from my finger completely, but it had some weight and torque on it because my body was like, oh, it was not good.
There's no tread on those tactical Crocs anymore.
No, there isn't.
No, new pair.
But you know, as a proud military veteran, I was able to break out some of the military vocabulary, and boy, the kids were looking at me like, what did he just say? But and then I got the door open. I thought I was going to have to get one of them to come open the door for me because I couldn't open it. But eventually I got it open.
That might have been a tough topic because I'd be like, I'm not going over there, Dad. Sorry. It happened.
I was afraid that my finger was in the lock mechanism and it wasn't going to come open. I mean that I was literally like, oh my God. When I lifted and it didn't want to come open initially, I was like, oh no. I'm already like half fallen down, hanging from this finger, and now I can't get the door open.
So then the kids would have been like, yeah, I'll pull this handle, Dad. You'd be like, no. They would have done it then.
Yeah, okay. So I like the P365. It's what I choose to carry because it's what works for me. So the reason to kind of go back to the earlier discussion about, you know, just you can't go wrong with SIG. You can go wrong with anything because the gun needs to fit you and your hand and your shooting style, and it needs to feel right for you. I like the P365, and of all the things, I can shoot whatever I want within reason. I mean, just about any brand I can reach out to and say, I'd really like to review one of these. And for the concealed carry guns, most brands, I can get whatever I want. And I choose to keep the P365 because it really works well for me.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to Golden Bullseye winner, Handgun of the Year, all of those awards, one thing you need to understand, doesn't matter what industry you're talking about, awards are given for the benefit of the person giving the award, the brand giving the award, the publication giving the award. Almost 100% of the time. And maybe they are legitimately picking the absolute best product that they can. I know we did Gear of the Year awards one year, and we really did. It was of the gear that we had our hands on, so it was only stuff that we had reviewed. So a large part of the market didn't get any consideration, but because we can't really review something we hadn't put our hands on. But yeah, I don't know who did the rankings for NRA's Shooting Illustrated magazine. I'll just say, having been in this industry for over a decade, doing gear reviews and seeing so many lists get put together, I put very little stock in almost any award ever from anyone. Not to say it was a bad purchase, because that's what I carry. So I like it.
But that's what I carry. You're good to go.
But I'm obscenely skeptical of lists like that. But yeah, I carry the P365. And I still carry the Glock 17 sometimes, and I've got a P226 that I'll carry a little bit. It just feels good in my hand.
P6.
Yeah. Which one do you have?
The Legion.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you're one of those.
I'm a bougie, the bougie gang
guy. And I just got that adapter, the slide replacement kit. I said I just got it. I've had it a while. Because it's 40 Smith & Wesson, and it converts it to 9mm. So new slide and barrel and magazine, and it's got the night sights on it and everything. It's a brilliant product that they put out. I really like. So SIG's a good company all around the board in my experience, but yep. Oh, and you can see one of my SIGs. There it is, right behind my head. The Rattler.
Rattler.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. That's my favorite little. That's my. If things get sideways and I need something small to carry around that has more power than a pistol, that's what it's going to be.
There you go.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up?
Good.
No, you're good.
With no bars.
Well, what? Just no bars. Yeah. Poor Florida.
I know. Are your bars open up there?
Our bars haven't been reopened at all. So not only are our bars closed, they have been closed the whole time.
They gave us a taste of freedom and then went, no, you guys aren't responsible enough. Back you go. Like, damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're back to the original, like the phase 1. No bars, no liquor at the bars, 50% capacity at restaurants.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We've got some of our restaurants back at a limited capacity and a bunch of extra rules. I feel for the people whose businesses are going under, but I don't do restaurants like almost ever. I'll carry out on occasion if I have to. I'll do a drive-through if I'm in a hurry and traveling. That's about it. But I don't do restaurants. So I know a lot of people have been, and it's restaurants and haircuts of what I hear the most from friends about. And I cut my own hair, and I don't go to restaurants. So shut up. Shut up. All right. I think that's good enough for now. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the shooting section. And let me see. We're just going to wrap up this week at Gear Report altogether. This was the last one I had scheduled.
So upset.
I suspect I'll go schedule some more for.
There you go.
For moving forward. Why not? Right? We're on a roll.
Listen, we got July 4th coming up. It could be a good week.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go schedule a few more, and then we'll figure out if we want to keep doing them or not. But I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. So until next week, what'll happen, TJ?
We'll see you at the range.